Cash flow solves most business problems, and retention solves most cash flow problems. So if you're struggling with retention currently, you're probably feeling it on your bottom line and in your body, because having to create new clients every single month is exhausting. I know, because I've been there. But I want to fix that for you today, because I'm going to share how I've retained clients for years and how over half my revenue has come from client retention. And if you're new here, my name's Joel. I'm a business coach to heart-led coaches, and I've grown 2 coaching offers to multiple 6 figures in the last 3 and a bit years. And as I say, half of that has come from client retention. So the frustrations of not getting this right is you're going to be constantly in that feast to famine cycle, constantly hunting for new clients, which is just going to lead to exhaustion and burnout. The energy and resources to create new clients is way more than reselling or retaining existing clients. And finally, you're just going to get bored and lack fulfillment from coaching. If you're just coaching people from point A to point B and you're just rinsing, repeating it, you kind of feel like a bit of a factory, right? It's like next, next, next. But when you start taking clients on this deeper quest and working with clients for years, coaching becomes far more fulfilling. The relationships are far deeper and there's so much more depth to them. And yeah, it just becomes way more fun. So what we want as a result of this is the consistent revenue, the monthly recurring revenue, and sustainability. I think as a coach, you need to be in it for the long haul. You know, I see a lot of coaches jumping into coaches because perhaps they've seen the, hey, make 6 figures in 6 weeks and all that malarkey. But you need to be in coaching for the long haul. I am. And those that have that sustainability and that patience and that willingness to stay in this for the long haul will be the winners. And then finally, the result of knowing how to retain clients for years is deep fulfillment. As I've said, long-term relationships are so fulfilling. There's so much more depth and juice to them. So the biggest mistakes I see coaches make in retaining clients is firstly just a lack of long-term vision for their clients. They haven't built a multi-year vision and they try and cram everything into their upfront offer or their signature offer. The second is pleasing versus serving. And this comes from a wound of not being good enough, because there's a bit of a shadow in coaching that we get a lot of validation, or we can get a lot of validation from our clients, from helping. And we are often coaches because we want to help people. And that can actually lead to really mediocre coaching where we're pleasing, not serving. Because serving often actually means saying the uncomfortable. It often actually means triggering our clients and challenging them. And if we're not willing to hold that, then we're just going to be mediocre in our coaching, and we're going to create lots of friends and we're going to please lots of people, but we're not going to serve them. I think coaches could do with far more truth slaying than niceties. The third biggest mistake is that coaches are not fully enrolled in the power of coaching themselves. I fully believe in the power of coaching. I'm fully enrolled in the power of coaching because I've seen it firsthand with myself, but also my clients. And this belief, this conviction allows me to coach anyone on anything. I have coached people worth hundreds of millions. I've coached CEOs with teams of hundreds. I've coached people through Series A, Series B. I've coached people through relationships. I've coached people through so many different things. And I haven't been there myself, but that doesn't matter because I know the power of coaching can help anyone with anything. And I truly believe it. And I see that. And because of that belief and certainty, I'm continually re-enrolling clients and retaining clients for years. So let's get into the 8 steps of retaining clients. So the first is re-enrolling your clients in a bigger vision. So let me share a story. So one of my clients has been with me for 2.5 years. And he actually joined me 2.5 years ago on my offer called the 5am Club. It was a group program, 2-week program. And the idea was win your morning, win your day, win your day, win your life. And he loved it and he saw huge transformation from it. And as a result, he signed up to a 3-month container with me. And at the end of that 3-month container, I re-enrolled him into a year-long container. And at the end of that, I re-enrolled him to another year-long container. And how I did that was firstly, was how I saw him. I saw him as limitless. And a big part of this is actually how you see yourself. How you see yourself is how you see others. I actually see myself as limitless. I really believe that I'm capable of anything in this world. And that's how I see others as well. So the first thing was how I saw him. Like, I genuinely saw so much potential in this guy. This guy was incredible, is incredible. So that was the first thing. And the second thing is that I was constantly provoking him and challenging him and getting him to think bigger. I was getting him to think in the order of 10x versus 2x. See, 2x thinking is easy. Anyone can do 2x thinking. It's just linear. It's actually in the known. It is drawn from the past. Whereas to 10x a goal, you have to think completely differently. You have to think outside of the box. You have to rip up the playbook and start again. And I was constantly challenging him to think in that magnitude. And that was constantly forcing him to think bigger, and become a new person. And in that, he just knew he wanted to stay with me. So when I got to the penultimate session in the first 3-month package, I said to him, look, we've got one more session, and the last session could go one of two ways. Firstly, we could use it as a recap, to recap on the last 3 months, or we could use it as a session to create a new vision for the next year. Because personally, I feel like we're just getting started. I see such a big vision in you, and I would love to play a part in that. And because in those 3 months, I got him amazing results, I challenged his thinking, he became a new person, he was like, no, Joel, this is just getting started. Let's absolutely use the last session to create a bigger vision. And I did that after the 3 months, and I did it at the end of the first year-long container, and he re-enrolled into a second-year container. So expanding your client's vision is a great way to build retention. Number 2 is to build a multi-year vision for your clients. Now, a big mistake a lot of coaches make, as I said, is trying to do too much upfront in their first offer. So let me show you how I did this with my first offer. So I think it's a really powerful exercise to kind of map out your user journey, where they are now, where they want to get to. I did this with my first coaching business, and my first offer was this 5 a.m. club. Super simple, tangible outcome. I help you win your morning, win your day, win your life. And because I got loads of people results in that, they then stepped into my second offer, which was the 12-week year. The premise of this was win your week, win your month, win your year, win your life. That was the kind of premise. And again, because I got people great results in this, they then signed into this last container, which was like a one-to-one. It was like a quest. We created the vision itself. And the outcome that I really wanted to get people to, like the final outcome, I suppose, was like self-actualization. And I'm still on that journey with many of my clients, and this is the exact customer journey they went through. Now, if I tried to ram all of this in the first offer, it just would have been totally overwhelming and they just wouldn't have got results. There's a lot to be said for actually getting people simple, tangible results up front and then re-enrolling them in a bigger vision. And I'm currently doing that with my current community. So with my current community, the first outcome is called Ticket to 10. The goal of that is to get to 10K months. Now, because I've got lots of clients there, they're now staying with me for the grander vision, which is to get to 1 million in revenue. And this is just a great way to retain clients for years, is create that multi-year vision. Number 3 is using the Netflix model. So have you ever watched a series and thought, I'm going to give up Netflix now? But at the end of that series, what do? You might like this, and you click on it and you're like, do you know what? I do like this. I might just watch this last series and then I'll give up Netflix. And this is what we want to do ourselves, because there are 2 types of marketing. There's external marketing and there's internal marketing. And internal marketing is about marketing to our current clients and communities about what's next. Ideally, you want to make an offer so good that people don't want to leave. And that's the goal here, is to continually show people what's coming. And it creates this feeling of FOMO, but also like they can see how much they can grow as a result of what's next. I'm doing this all the time with my community, the Elevator Coaching Collective. We have in-person events, we have guest speakers, we have challenges, we have workshops, and they can see like, wow, this is really the only place I need to be for all of my business coaching. And that is my goal with the community. So create an offer so good that people don't want to leave. Number 4, and kind of on a similar line, is become so good at coaching that people don't want to leave. And really for me, this means obsessing over your clients' results. I think about my clients all the time. I obsess over getting them results. And if they're not getting results, I really take personal responsibility of what I'm doing. I ask myself, what can I teach better? What are they missing? Where are they struggling? Where can I create content or training around that struggle? And I'm constantly looking on how I can improve my side and how I can help my side to get them results. I obsess over getting them results because ultimately we are in the results industry. This also means, as I've said before, serving, not pleasing, which also means more truth slaying versus niceties. And really for me, the way I've led into this is actually doing my own inner work. I was once a people pleaser. I hated confrontation. And because of that, at the start, my coaching was mediocre. It was just okay because it was just lots of niceties, lots of like cheering on and like, you go get them, pal. But like I didn't really provoke their thinking. I didn't really challenge them. Now I'm really comfortable in confrontation. I mastered my mind-body connection. I can stay really present and I'm willing to say things to my clients that no one else would. And if you become that person, they're going to want to stay around you because so many people are surrounded by yes people or people that just don't call them out or don't challenge them. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to challenge our clients, help them see what they can't currently see. And if we're in the world of pleasing our clients, we're just never going to get there. The last thing I'll say on this, becoming so good at coaching that they don't want to leave, is be willing to try stuff and have fun. So in my sessions, we often role play. I've been silent for a whole hour before. I didn't say a single thing for a whole hour. We flexed thinking in different ways. I just see coaching often as play. There's no planning. It just kind of comes through me and it's just a real trust in presence. Like I'll give you an example. Yesterday, for example, my client was really stuck in his head and he just couldn't get any of the answers. So I asked him, I asked his body, what do you need in this moment? And he said, solitude and silence. So I gave him that. I said, look, put down your phone, take out your earphones and go for a 30-minute walk in the forest near you and come back. So he had a whole afternoon of board meetings. And I guarantee you that's what he needed. He didn't need 30 minutes with me. And it's being willing to be totally dedicated to service versus making it all about you. I care so much about my clients that I don't care what they think about me. I'm so dedicated to them and getting their results. I'm willing to get out of my own way, willing to drop my own agenda and totally be of service. So number 5 is to lead the way with your own personal growth and journey. I remember a client of mine who, again, has been with me for years. He said after 2 or 3 months, he's like, Joel, will I ever outgrow you? I was like, no. In fact, one day you might not be able to afford me. You will not outgrow me. It was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek, bit of a challenge. I think the best way to sell coaching is become someone that others want to follow and also live the transformation of coaching. It's why I'm always working on myself. I'm working with a coach, a therapist. I'm constantly reflecting and spending time with myself, trying to find my blind spots, growing, leaning into discomfort, doing things that scare me. Because when your clients see your growth and see how fast you're growing, they're going to want to just stay around you. I've had a few clients say that to me. They're like, I just want to stay around you because I can see how fast you're growing. They can see my revenue growth. They can see how consistent I am with content. They can see how I am with my family, how consistent I am with my health. They can see all of that. So they want to be around you because, as I've said before, people don't buy coaching, they buy coaches. And retention and becoming that person that they are inspired by is a great way to build retention. So number 6 is improving the quality of your thinking and your content. See, content isn't just for marketing, it's actually for retention as well. Because when you create new clients, you'll notice they'll start consuming your content way more than before. They'll start liking and commenting and challenging. And even in sessions, they'll bring content to the session. Hey, you wrote this and this and this. What do you mean by that? So this is a kind of call to arms, a challenge to really try and improve the quality of your content and to stay ahead of your clients so that when they see your content, it's constantly challenging them and getting them to think. If they see your content and you go, yeah, that's pretty standard, they're going to jump to someone else and they're going to jump to someone else's program and another coach. So you want to be their one point of reference. And I think with our content, a big goal is to actually think for our clients. And this means becoming a master at simplifying things, synthesizing information, kind of creating mental models. Also, I know my clients use my content. They use my content with their own clients. So if you're continually evolving and improving your content, they're going to want to stay around for that. The last thing I'd say here, it's really powerful to become a curator of information too. So it's not, you don't have to create all of it, but creating content is really powerful. I know that for a lot of my clients, I'm their one point of reference for content. I'm the one person they go for podcast recommendations, for book recommendations. And I'm constantly sending my clients books, podcasts, recommendations. So because I know that a lot of people have stress about how much content there is out there. But if you become someone that others want to follow and you're an inspiration to others, they'll just want to almost learn, like, what are you reading? What are you listening to? And if you share that stuff, they're just going to, again, want to stay around you. Number 7 is helping people become better thinkers and leaders. See, a great leader is someone who builds other leaders. I see a lot of coaches teaching lots, not coaching. And teaching creates students, not other leaders. Whereas to be a leader that creates other leaders, you've got to help people think in new ways. And this often means slowing coaching down, allowing your clients to fail, allowing your clients to get there themselves. I truly believe that my clients have the answer within. When you trust that, you trust silence more, you say less, and you really empower your clients. And in that, they will become better thinkers, they'll become better people, and they'll see the transformation. Rather than being taught to, you just don't actually evolve as a person. So number 8 is building a product pyramid ecosystem. So this is how I've built my last 2 coaching businesses, and it's just a really strategic way and the easiest way to building retention. So there are kind of 3 phases to this. The first phase is just focusing on one-to-one coaching. And the goal of this is to really master getting your clients results, but master coaching, and also to really understand your clients deeply. And the first phase of this is really just focusing on, say, a 3-month program or a 4-month program, but one clear outcome. And once we really feel like we've mastered that, we then take the things that we are continually teaching in those one-to-one sessions, and we turn it into online training plus a community. So this is where we essentially put our one-to-one clients together in a WhatsApp group or whatever. So now we have this online training and community as a real massive value add to the one-to-one coaching, which is going to increase retention. But what's more important here is that we now have a second offer. So we have the first offer, which is the one-to-one plus the online training and the community, but we have a second offer of the online training and the community. And because you mastered getting your one-to-one clients results, this online training is more linear. It'll help your audience get results. So this is where we build monthly recurring revenue, where people will come into this container and they'll essentially pay a monthly membership for this. Now, the pricing strategy for this is really simple. This should be a half of what this is. So say your one-to-one is £1,000 per month, just make your community £500 per month, and that's super easy. But this is just a great way to build monthly recurring revenue. It also works because people come for the content, they win because of the coaching, but they stay for the community. I've seen it within the Elevator Coaching Collective. We've built an amazing community, almost like a cult-like community, a healthy cult-like community, let's say. And people want to stay for that. They want to stay for the relationships that we've created. And now that's a whole new other piece of trading in itself. But this is a really great way of building retention. The final phase is one-time offers. And this is where we take training that we've got in the community and events that we run in our community and run it and sell them as one-time offers. So now we have built out that multi-year vision where people come for the one-time offers. They buy a workshop or a ticket to an event that you're running and they get great results. You over-deliver. So they then step into the community. And again, if you over-deliver, get great results, they're going to want to stay or work with you on a one-to-one basis. And this is how to build a multi-year vision. So those are my 8 steps of how I've retained clients for years, how half of my revenue has come from retention, and how business now feels easeful, fun, and deeply fulfilling. and it's just getting started. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give it a like and comment with your biggest insight or a question, and I'll be sure to reply to you. And make sure you subscribe as well. It helps my channel out so much, and I'm just getting started with this. And it is really my mission to grow coaching as far and wide as possible, because the bigger the coaching industry is, the more money that you will make. And that is my mission, to make you loads of money and to help you become so powerful in your being. So anyway, sending you so much love. Thank you for staying around for this video, and I'll see you very soon.